conference will now be recorded.
Clouds as a solution architect, and I was dealing more on Azure, and two solution architects will be on the AWS and the GCP. So we will be continuing today with our class on the Azure training part. So before I start with my demo of these trainings, probably can you all go ahead and introduce yourselves once again? Okay, so can we go ahead and can we have a quick intro? Hello.
Yeah, Kirmana, this is Mitesh. I did my BE Mechanical Engineering in South University. Currently, I'm looking for a job. I have moved on AWS. That's all about me.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Guys, come on. Let's make this session as interactive. Let's all have interactive things first. Let's introduce ourselves, and then we'll go ahead and discuss our things. Okay. If no one wants to have the introduction, then let's go ahead and discuss our things. So today we are here to learn about the Azure training and the Azure DevOps infrastructure. So before we go ahead and discuss about the Azure infrastructure or the Azure DevOps or pipelines or automation, cloud computing, all these things, first let's understand from where does this word cloud came into picture. What exactly this cloud is. So anyone wants to answer this one? What exactly the cloud is?
Storing the data
Storing the data. Where?
from backend.
Okay. Okay, that's we call it as storage account. But the point is now, in simple terms, if you want to understand something, let's say, let me give you a real-time example or real-time scenario, so that probably you'll be understanding these things better. So if you have a 5,000 rupees in your pocket, that is an on-premise. You're seeing the cash, you're having it, but the same amount, if you have the 5,000 rupees cash in on the cloud or in the bank, but still you can use that amount, like on the process of UPI cameras, right? Correct.
Yes.
So that is called as a cloud. Simple terms, if we need to talk, whatever you have or whatever you see from your own eyes is nothing but on premise, and whatever you can't see with your eyes but still you can utilize it is nothing but a cloud. Clear everyone on this?
Yes, clear.
Cool. Now let's understand the point of from where did actually this cloud concept started, or from where did actually this word cloud or the word computer or the word what we say pipelines, automation, everything started, is in back to when we went back to 1990s. There was a only if you go to a software company or if you go to a library before computers, we used to have a district library, or we used to have a big rack, and in that rack you'll be having multiple files where you'll be writing a records. We call that person as recorded, or the stella, or the typist. If you all remember, I don't know whoever remembers this word, we call them as stella or the typist. They, what they used to do, they used to type the letters and put that files up. So now what happened is as the things goes on into a new trends or the modern world, as per the human psychology, they want to implement or invent new things where a person can easily access whatever he has. Now, let now tell me, you guys tell me, carrying 100 books is easy or carrying a mobile phone is easy? Which is easy for you all?
Carrying a
Carrying
mobile
a
phone.
mobile
Carrying a
Carrying a
phone.
mobile
mobile.
phone.
Correct. So same way, the at that point of time, the people think carrying a 100 books, rather than storing data in 100 books, why can't we store everything in one book or one machine? That's called a computer, and that's where you have hundreds and thousands of folders where we used to type the folders. Now, the point, they then from computer, the next generation or the next thing evolution came into picture is like software compute company, or when you have computer, you want to research more things. When you have a company, you want to market your company very well. So one of the marketing addiction is called a website. When you try to do a website, that's where the IT team, software team, every team came into picture once after we have the computer. Now, to make everything into one frame again, now the problem started is when you have a software company, and when 20 or 30 people are working in a software company where you have 20 to 30 machines, and in that 20 to 30 machines, everyone has started typing or started coding into their machines. Now what would be the problem they faced? Can anyone tell? Okay, so the problem they
Security?
faced is, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Is it because of security?
Rather than security, I would say communication gap. Because suppose, let's say I am the one who is writing in one computer, and there are 20 other people. So today I wrote something up to 10 pages. Let's take an example of writing some book or a story. I wrote for 10 pages. Now tomorrow I was sick, or I was on leave, and I left the company, or somehow I didn't came to the company. Now, the the manager or the owner of the company don't know up to what pages I have written until and unless I came and I opened the laptop. That is one problem. And the people sitting beside me don't know what I am writing and what they are writing. Because of this, there would be a communication gap. So now, the to evolve or to remove these kind of problems, there was a solution that came into picture, is server. What server will do, the server will communicate with all the 20 machines and store all the 20 machines data at one point. So now the solution came into picture is, whoever writes the data, those data will be stored in the server will be accessible to everyone. By this, what happened is, people who are trying to do or trying to make changes can be go ahead and easily or flexibly see what other person is doing. Correct? What other person is doing, and what they are doing, and even the owner of the company or the manager would be understanding what the people are doing. By this, it went into many years up to early 2000s. Now after early 2000s, first company who discovered about this cloud is Amazon in early 2000s. And later, Now the market is conquered by Azure. That's a different story again. But the point is, AWS was the first person who started with this cloud. Now, okay, we got the server, we got the internet, people are doing working very well. Now, what would be the problem they faced? Is what you would be your guesses on this?
Or they might have created a centralized a port, whereas all work can be pulled there.
Okay, no, that is an advantage. What would be the problem?
If the server will cracks or something happen, if it all of a
Correct.
sudden shut.
Correct, correct. That's the correct answer. So the problem came now in a scenario of what if server crashes, or what if there is no backup, or what if the person met with some issues and he is not able to come to office, or what if there is something that happens and people can't go to office, or there is a fire accident in the office. What if at that point of time, because as it is an on-premise, we need to go sit in the office and do our works. That's where the actual word of cloud computing came into picture. Now let's discuss what is. Okay, so before I start discussing about the cloud computing, have you guys understood about the back history of cloud computing? Or now you guys came into picture of what is on-premise, what is computer, what is the process of the software IT or a software person? Any questions so far? Are you guys clear?
Yes,
Okay,
Yes, Kiran. Yeah.
cool. Now let's understand about the cloud computing. What is, so based on this scenario, can you able to define what is cloud computing?
On-premise server. I mean,
No, on-premise is different. Cloud is different. We came out of on-premise. Now it's only cloud. Okay, let me tell you. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing allows users to
storing data.
storing data, correct? Access computing, that is storing data or creating the servers, we call it as computing. Resources on demand without needing to buy, maintain, or manage to buy, maintain, or manage physical servers. So this is nothing but the cloud computing is. Okay. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but it allows users to access computing resources. Computing resources are nothing but there are different types of computing resources like IaaS, SaaS, PaaS, FaaS. All these are four things. Now, why we are talking about the maintain without maintaining, managing, or managing the physical servers? Let's understand the disadvantages of cloud, sorry, on-prem. First one, high infrastructure expenditure. Correct? Why it would be a high infrastructure expenditure?
Because they have to maintain huge servers and the network, storage,
Correct.
backups,
Correct.
DRs.
Data center.
Yes, correct. So I'll tell you why. Now let's say we are running a company, and Microsoft came to us, and Microsoft provided us a project to do. So Microsoft is our client. So what we will do first, we will hire a software engineers, and then we'll hire a IT engineers, and then we hire a okay. So we hired them, but how can they work? If they need to work, they need to have the resources. What are the resources that require for Microsoft projects? Mainly Windows laptop. We need to have server. Once we buy a server, we need to hire person who can maintain server. So one person can't see for 24 by 7 at the server. So we need to hire three persons for that. And then we need to buy laptops, we need to buy internet, we need to buy everything where what requires for the Microsoft. Okay, today Microsoft project came, we bought everything, we spend 2 lakh or 3 lakhs amount on that, and we started doing. Tomorrow Apple will come and give us a project. Now what does the Apple need? Apple needs a Mac OS, Mac projects. Then again we need to go ahead and buy the Mac related uh, resources in the market. So now if our project cost is of 10 lakhs, in that 3 to 4 lakhs we are spending only on the infrastructure, which is a huge loss for a startup company. The on-premise environment is fine when they have this R&D, security, and governance kind of thing. We will anyways discuss about those topics as well. But so the other one is server maintenance, internet, office space. All these are the disadvantages of the on-premise. Now, what are the advantages? So to overcome these disadvantages, we bought the cloud. Now let's discuss about the advantages of cloud. What are the advantages of cloud? Firstly, no
Can
infra.
complete one to others.
Correct.
Can
So
communicate.
yes, we can communicate one to others. That is one advantage. And the other advantage is no infrastructure expenditure, because I'll tell you why. Now what happens is, if you all see this olden days business people, or olden days even now the business people, how a business person mindset would be. Let's say there is a plain area or a ground. So when you go into a plain area or a ground, a business person who is a real estate person, think he's a real estate person. Now what would be the mindset of a real estate person? How can I sell this land for different people? He will start selling. Now after selling the land, the civil engineer will come over there. What would be the mindset of a civil engineer?
To build a
To
like
build a house.
something a building also.
Yeah, where there is a lack of things, they will try to build that things. Now after completing the houses, people started roaming over there. The other person will start general stores, the other person will start medical stores, the other person will start restaurants. That's how the development starts. Now in the same way, when after seeing all these disadvantages on the on-premise, a business person's mindset came into way, why can't we resolve these things? Why can't we make the disadvantages or as the advantages? And that's how the idea of cloud came into picture. In a general scenario, if you have one server in an office, that is called on-premise. In the same way, if you have 20 to 30 servers or 2 to 3 lakh servers in a big room or big large area, that's called a cloud. That's called a data center. These are the simple terminologies. Now that's where the Microsoft or the Google or the AWS, all this came into picture, and they started uh, purchasing or selling this cloud by taking a rent. So that's why cloud computing is nothing but it allows users to access computing resources on demand without needing to buy, maintain, or manage physical servers. Now everyone clear with what is on-premise, what is cloud? Anyone have any confusions, or is it too fast, too slow?
Is there any disadvantages on cloud?
Yes, we do have the disadvantages of the cloud. The disadvantages of the cloud is, first and foremost thing is, we need high-end internet to access cloud. And the second one is, as our resources are on public, we will be having a lot of security or vulnerability issues. And there would be lot of manual work on the cloud. That's where the next thing is automation came into picture. Again, that's a different story, but these are all the disadvantages of the cloud. Okay. Okay, now let's see types of cloud computing. What are all the types of cloud computing we have? We have IaaS, which is called as infrastructure as a service, that is provides. What is infrastructure as a service? Now the infrastructure as a service is nothing but it's a kind of service where you can do your own customization. So when the AWS or when Azure started this cloud computing, when Microsoft started cloud computing, so suppose let's take this example. Like I want to start a company. I don't have infrastructure, but I have the IT people, or I know how to do the IT, and there are different other people. Now when I go to Microsoft, what I will say, okay, Microsoft, I want to start a company. I have everyone. I have software people, I have IT people, I have everyone, but I want to start a company. What should I do now? Okay, then what Microsoft will suggest is go with IaaS services. That is, the bill will be very less. As you have everyone, you can go ahead and you can create your own customized environment, that is virtual machines or storage accounts, servers, whatever it is. So IaaS is nothing but building our own customized services, and utilizing our own customized services is nothing but the IaaS services. You guys got the point of what is IaaS?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is called IaaS. So what if okay, one second guys. Okay. So the next type of cloud is PaaS. That is platform as a service. Now what does this platform as a service will do? The platform as a service will do is platform as a service is nothing but, if okay, now let's continue the same example. I have a company, Microsoft started cloud. I will go to Microsoft. This time what I will say is, Microsoft, I want to start a company, but I have only developers who can develop the code. Have a IT people, or I don't have a DevOps, IT people who can maintain my servers or things. Now, what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will say, no need to worry at all. What I'll do is, you go with PaaS services. In this PaaS services, the I backend team, the backend team, the IT team which are not there in my company will be rectified by Microsoft. That is, either it could be a virtual machine, or it could be a SQL server, or it could be a storage account, whatever it is. The backend is completely maintained by the Microsoft, and only the front end is maintained by me. That is, My developers will write the code, my developers will start deploying the code, and my developers will do whatever they want to do. But we don't know about the IT team. IT maintenance is completely done by the Microsoft. That is called PaaS service. There are few examples of PaaS services, that is web apps, function apps, logic apps, SQL databases. All these are related to PaaS services. Whoever for which companies this PaaS services is best is the mid-range of companies who just want to have a minimal code kind of thing. Though these companies are suitable for PaaS services. Clear everyone on the PaaS? Anyone have any other question?
Can you please give example for IAS and PaaS?
Okay, so if you deploy an application on a virtual machine, it's IaaS. If you deploy the same application on web app, it's a PaaS service.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, the next steps we have SaaS. What is this SaaS? SaaS is nothing but software as a service. Now, what does this software as a service will do? SaaS. The software as a service is nothing but, okay, let's continue the same example again. So now this time I will go to Microsoft and I'll say, I have an idea, I want to start the company, but I don't have IT people, I don't have software people, but still I want to run a company, or I want to send out emails and everything. What does this Microsoft will do is, okay, Microsoft will say, no need to worry at all. I will give you everything. I'll give you service, I'll give you code, I'll maintain, I'll do everything. You can do your business. What is the best example for this SaaS service? Anyone can anyone tell me?
Microsoft Word, Excel.
Correct. Even your Gmail is also a SaaS service. Your Outlook is a SaaS service, your Word is a SaaS service. So the now let's talk about these three things. IaaS is nothing but where you can go ahead and make end-to-end changes. That is nothing but IaaS. If you can do only a code changes is PaaS. If you can't do any changes but still you can utilize the services is nothing but SaaS. Now everyone clear about what is IaaS, what is SaaS, and what is PaaS?
Word means we'll install on local laptops, right?
Yeah, the installation part is different, but if you see what, let's say you are changing the alphabetical order, you are increasing the size, you are decreasing the size, you are choosing all these options, but are you really doing code of these options? No, right? You don't know who invented or who you created those options. You are just clicking and using it, right? Did you got the point?
Yes, yes.
So that is nothing but the SaaS.
Hi, Kiran.
Yeah, hi Harish.
Hi, Kiran. I got a one question.
Mm,
Like, let's take an example of SAP or any tool deployment.
okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So this comes under, if I go for the cloud computing, so does it comes under the server means SaaS or IaaS or PaaS? It will be having database as well as application
How,
server and everything.
yeah, how you are using that SaaS? So,
Using
so the
means
utilization of you will be having a SAP database, you will be having a server, you will be
right.
having code, and you will be having everything. So now you will be what you will do. You will just install this app server, but you can't go ahead and utilize it, right? If you are installing this app server on the virtual machine and you utilize it, then it comes to IaaS. But if you already using a SAP dashboard provided
Mm-hmm.
by the provided by any of the company, then it comes as a PaaS service.
Okay. SaaS. Okay. Mhm. So still, if whatever might be the like deployment, the changes will be there, right? At the as per
The
requirement.
changes would be obviously there, Harish.
Mhm.
See, even if that's why I didn't call it as SaaS service, I called it as PaaS service. PaaS is
Okay.
nothing but platform as a service. They will provide the platform as a service, but whatever the changes you want to do, you can go ahead and do those changes on that platform. But you can't change the platform. That is called PaaS. Even if you change the platform, it called IaaS.
Okay. Okay.
So if I have a server, let me give you one more example. If I have a server, let's take I have a SAP server. Either I
Mm-hmm.
can install that SAP server on Windows machine or Linux machine. That's up to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if I install it on Windows machine, I need to create Windows machine. But if I want to
Okay.
install on Linux machine, I need to create Linux machine, right?
Correct.
So before installing the SQL server, I need to create a virtual machine. That means I am creating my backend. That is nothing but
Mm-hmm.
IaaS
Okay. Infrastructure.
infrastructure,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I'm utilizing a SAP dashboard. Now the SAP dashboard, I don't know on which infrastructure it got created. I can still make my own changes, but I can't change the platform.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
You are,
Kiran. Got
yeah. That's called the yes.
it. Yes. Yes. Got it, Kiran. Thanks.
If you are
Everything.
maintaining if you are maintaining application database, everything means IaaS. If you are maintaining only application means PaaS like that.
No.
Front
Application
end,
data.
front end and back end we are maintaining means infrastructure as a service. Only front end
No.
we are maintaining means platform as a service.
No. 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 Again, the misperception here is if you are maintaining the application backend and the database backend also is nothing but IaaS. If you are just maintaining the application and the database is nothing but PaaS.
Okay.
Are you still confusing?
Yeah, fine, fine. I'm good. SaaS means we are not maintaining the application and front end, back end, and
Anything.
everything means
Yeah.
SaaS.
Zero. Even you won't maintain application, you won't maintain backend, you won't maintain database, but still you will utilize that service. If
Okay.
let me tell you, do you utilize Amazon? Do you
Yes.
use Amazon, Zomato?
Yeah.
So you are using Amazon for buying your goods or phones or whatever it is. You are utilizing it, but you don't know who created it and how the options are being changed, right?
Yes.
That is called SaaS.
Okay.
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 Yeah. Clear. Okay. Everyone clear on this part? Any other questions, confusions?
Yeah,
No,
it's
Kiran.
clear.
Okay.
For
Now let's
for
yeah.
changing also we can use code, right? In
For
SAS. For
changing.
an example, in Amazon, if we need change the options also in backend, we have to write code, right?
Yeah, we have to write code.
Then how could it be the SAS? You
We
said
are
SAS
not
is
changing.
only already developed.
Yeah, already developed. So if you are using a Zomato application, are you writing any code for that?
No.
Then
Okay. Okay, I get it.
yeah. So if you are writing code, that means it's a pass. It's not SaaS. It's a pass. Okay. Now, why cloud is nothing but cost effective. No need to buy and maintain servers. Scalability, that is easily increase or decrease resource based on demand global reach, that is Azure has data centers worldwide to support business globally. This is nothing but cloud. That is the reason why we will use cloud. Everyone clear on this? Okay. Now, so if we go back to the Azure portal, so this is what the Azure portal is. Sorry. And this is how the Azure portal looks like. And if we want to deploy any service, I'll just show you how to deploy the resource group. Okay. So if you want to create a simple resource group, you can just simply click on create and click on test and click on any name you can just give, and then you have tags, and then you go review plus create and click on create. So this is how you will just simply use the Azure portal and create those resources. Everyone clear on this? So on this you'll be having your subscription details, we will anyways discuss about this portal in our further classes, but the as of now the point is, if you want to deploy any resource, you can just simply use this, as we call it this as a manual deployment. Now, when we try to deploy manually, we face a lot of problems. Like, let's say one of the most problem is, I have 20 people joining today, and I want 20 virtual machines. So if my IT team is taking 30 minutes for one virtual machine, how many minutes it will take for 20? It will take 10 hours. So 10 hours I'm just wasting. Rather than, so on all these issues, manual work can make changes, and the person to person, the communication gap may give a bad results. All this, by providing all these results, or by providing all these issues, then what happens is the actual DevOps or the automation came into picture. By automating the things, we can deploy or make our work easy in deploying things. Now, if I so what then, in those scenarios, we got a picture of what is DevOps. DevOps. That is, DevOps is a combination of development and operations that automates software deployment. This is nothing but the DevOps. DevOps is nothing but it's a combination of development and operations which automates storage deployment, software deployment. So Azure, what are the different types of DevOps we have? Is we have GitHub, we have IBM DevOps, we have Jenkins, we have Bitbucket, we have all these things, but we are concentrating on Azure DevOps. Why? Because the reason of concentrating the Azure DevOps is, Azure is the only DevOps portal where it can synchronize or it can meet up to all the other resources. Okay, so now the Azure DevOps components is nothing but Azure Repos, Azure Pipelines, Azure Artifacts. Now, why the concept of DevOps is nothing but the collaboration of developers plus operations team combinedly is nothing but DevOps, creating the pipelines and deploying the software services or the infrastructure in a systematic, automatic manner is nothing but DevOps. Now, why this solution of the automation came into picture is, suppose let's say I have created a. Can you all hear me now? There's nothing at my
Yeah,
background.
audible.
We're audible there. No issues.
Okay. So now what happens is when you go and when you try to deploy the services. Suppose let's say I have a virtual machine. So today my manager will ask me to create 10 virtual machines. I'll create. After 1 year exactly, my manager again asks me to create same sort of virtual machines again. Will I be able to remember what are all the configurations that I have when I create last year?
No, there are
No,
some
no.
things are very kind of important.
Correct. And if I left the company, so the other person will come. Is there a chance or is there a point that the other person will create same level of configurations?
So 50-50
No.
chance. Maybe there.
Correct. So to avoid all these things and to make a systematic or the same sort of things on each environment, either it is a prod, dev, or stage, and infinity times if you create a resource, all that resources will be utilizing same sort of configurations. So that is the point where the DevOps or the pipeline structure came into picture. The pipeline structure is nothing but if you try to create a module at once and if you store it on the repositories of the DevOps, even after 10 years if you create the virtual machine, it will create same sort of configuration until and unless you change the script. It will go ahead and it will create same sort of configuration. Either you create one virtual machine, you create 10, you create infinity virtual machines, or not just virtual machines, but any of the infrastructure you create, all those infrastructures will be created on the same sort of configuration. That's what the point of DevOps pipeline came into picture. Not just these things in earlier days. If you So I hope you all heard about this Amazon Great Indian Festival and Flipkart Big Billion Days, right? When early 2000s, when cloud came into picture, at that point of time we used to have only one Great Indian Festival and one Big Billion Days, that is at Dasara or Diwali, right? There is no Independence Day sale, there is no all these sales. Why? Because earlier, if they want to deploy some code or if they want to upgrade the deployments, they used to work for 6 months. They used to plan from last 6 months and they will deploy for once. So one deployment can happen 6 months later. But now, if you observe, for every 3 weeks, they are making some changes. That is the reason why you will see a sale on every festival. Is that clear, everyone? All these are happening because of the DevOps and the automation process. Everyone clear on this? Any questions? So what we have in the DevOps is CI/CD process in Azure DevOps, that is continuous integration that is nothing but CI. Code is automatically built and tested. Continuous deployment, that is CD. The tested code is automatically deployed to production. This is nothing but the CI/CD process in DevOps. Now, the CI/CD process or the CI/CD pipeline looks like this is our CI DevOps dashboard, where we'll have the organizations on the left, projects on the right, and when we want to deploy something, we used to enter into the project, and this is how we will be entering into the project. And at the repository side, you will be storing the code, and pipelines is the place where you will try to deploy something. So like if you go ahead, click on any of the things and start a pipeline, and if you click on save and run, this is how a pipeline will be running. What is the pipeline code that I have written over here is, let's this is how you will be seeing all the logs of the pipeline that is running. And when you check the pipeline, the code what I have written is just hello world script, echo hello world. Do we have to test whether we have the hello world or not? That's it. So then the pipeline triggered successfully. It validated the uh, check of what we want, run a one line script that is hello world, and then run multiple line scripts that is the test, deploy, and project. And then this is post checkout doc. So this is how you will be creating the pipeline, and you will be deploying the resources into the Azure portal and create either it could be a infrastructure or it could be a software, but you will be going and deploying the services only over there. Okay. Anyone having any questions?
Kiran, I have one question. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know Azure until now. So, like, this is Azure DevOps, right? So, should we have that knowledge before attending this course, or does it cover
So
basic?
that is what we have discussed on the starting, right? So Azure infrastructure is nothing but about the Azure. We will teach here, or we'll make the classes from the scratch level
Okay.
to the advanced level. So what once you complete this course, you will be able to know, understand what Azure is, how we use Azure, how we try to create an infrastructure, how we try to deploy the infrastructure. So it's not just like advanced concepts. We will teach the concepts here from scratch level.
Okay. Thank
So, so the people who don't even know about the Azure, or who don't even know about the cloud, is also perfectly fine to start the course from now on.
Thank you.
So this is what the Azure portal is. Azure is what Azure is, what cloud is, what DevOps is, how we use DevOps. Okay, now it's time for asking questions. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. If you have any doubts, or if you're not understanding properly of any of the topic, anything.
Kiran, this is advanced level training or it is normal Azure DevOps? Because Earlier, I had a session that is the one advanced level, but I could see only the three. I mean, the demos have given and the class not started.
So this is starting from scratch level to advanced level. It's a mix and match of things.
It's a mix of both, right? You
Yes,
will start
yes,
with Azure DevOps, later you go with all advanced level.
yes. We start with scratch level, that is basic level. We will make understanding of what basics is, and then we will move on to the advanced level of deploying the applications.
It means it includes a Terra Grant, all right, Kubernetes.
It
Okay,
includes Terraform. It not includes Terragrant.
okay. Kubernetes, Docker, GitLab.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Hello, Kiran. So you will provide the Azure portal access also, or we have to take
No,
the trial version?
Azure Portal is a free version trial, so you'll get a 1 month of trial version. So we can go ahead and uh, you can we'll I'll help you on how to create the Azure Portal, so you can go ahead and use the trial versions.
Okay.
Okay, so before we go into questions, I will now let's understand what are all we will be learning over here. That is Azure infrastructure, Azure compute, that is virtual machine, storage, function apps, logic apps, web apps, deployment, code deployment, storage, and DevOps pipelines, Azure Repos, Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker, YAML, PowerShell, Ansible. Yeah, these are all things which we will be learning in this course. Daily 1 hour every day you will be having a recording sessions, and we will learn with the real time scenarios. And in middle I'll also show you what I was doing and how I will be resolving the issue if there is any issues in my office. So we can go ahead and discuss over there as well. And Rizwan, in regards with the training different time, you just need to talk to the admin, and he will provide the details of that. Okay.
Azure infrastructure means you'll explain about the high availability and deploying the maintaining the servers and all also, right?
Yes, correct.
Kiran,
Yeah.
will it be the will the Terra Grant and GitLab also? I mean, there will be separate session for those.
Those are different core structures,
Okay.
actually, the TerraGrant and GitLab. So
Okay.
those are not included in this.
In this. Okay. Okay.
What
So is there
is known as, sorry,
Sorry.
so do we have like that session starting anymore soon? Like because I was looking for those sessions, Kiran.
You just talk with admin. He will provide you
Okay.
the details about the TerraGrant and the GitLab things. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
okay.
I think earlier it was started, right? I mean, 2 weeks
No,
back
no,
there
it,
was a.
it didn't started. So you just talk to admin once. Okay.
Okay, Kiran. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he will give you the correct details on this.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
what is Sonar Cube and Sonar Cloud?
Sonar Cube and Sonar Cloud are security versions that we include for code testing in the pipelines.
Okay, in Azure DevOps pipelines.
Not just the Azure DevOps, you can include it anywhere. If you use Git pipelines, if you use Jenkins pipelines, if you use Bitbucket pipelines, whatever it is. But you can use Sonar for testing.
Okay, so you will explain Jenkins and also.
No, 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 no. Jenkins and these things are not included in this course.
Okay, only Snow Gibson.
Yeah. Anyone having any other questions?
What is the timeline, Kiran, for this course actually overall
Eight.
counting?
So we will take 60 days of course, 60 classes, daily 1 hour, up to Monday to Friday, not on Saturdays and Sundays. So it's 8 to 9 is the time, the same timing which we had done.
Okay. Okay, Kiran. Thanks.
Yeah. Anyone
Uh,
having
you
any?
you
Sorry,
you
go
will
ahead.
provide the resumes also and
Yeah, yeah, we
even
will
interview.
provide the resumes, interview support, um, resume
Means
helps, all.
yeah, interview questions also you will
Yeah, yeah,
provide.
interview
Okay.
questions as well.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Is it starting
Only
from
the
tomorrow?
online classes only available, right?
Yeah.
What about offline? Any offline?
No, for now we are just going with the online at this time. So yeah.
Okay. Why? Because I'm completely new to this. Right? Like I'm into banking industry. I just want to move to IT sector. So is there any person to offline?
Sorry, I didn't. Your voice is low.
Sorry, I'm actually a banking background person. Now
Okay.
I just want to trying to move IT side.
Okay.
So is there any chance to come institute there and practice and
Yeah,
that
we
kind of stuff?
have the institute. We have the institute, and you can come and you can practice. We have lectures over there who can clear your doubts. The class is online class, but
Okay.
we are anyways over there, so we can help you out on resolving your issues, whatever while you are practicing and all those. Okay, cool then. If there is no questions, we will continue our classes tomorrow, and we'll start our classes from tomorrow. 60 classes, daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday. Okay. And if you have any other further questions, you can ask admin anytime. He will reply to you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Kiran.
Thank you.